It is 1:28 a.m. Sunday, 9th of January 2022. This is a very different video to what I originally do when I make opinion pieces, if you've seen Everybody Lyrics, or just my usual editing style. This is very stripped back, as you can tell by the quality and the unmade bed and the fact that I'm yawning. Anyway, Saisha, why are you talking to me at this time? Why did you jump out of bed reading this book? Don't you have exams? Yes, I do. And in that, I thought I would just share something that was really pivotal in my life and that is kind of reinforced by this book, which is about self-belief. And it's about math, which I don't particularly love. But when I had to resit my exams, which I passed, by the way, I had to resit them because, my grades weren't the best. And in about, I'd say less than a month, I managed to raise my grade from a 3 out of 7 to a 5. And it's not really about the grade, like, whatever, I'm sure there are people who raised it from a 3 to a 7 or whatever. That's irrelevant. The point is, it was when I understood something that I thought I would never understand. I hated differential calculus. I found it very difficult. And it was one day through teaching myself math when all the light bulbs went on and I actually understood the concept. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is crazy. I was like, I see what they're on now. And I started crying because it was a fundamental, core belief that I could never do this. And I had done it. And there have been a lot of things recently in my life that honestly I'm so grateful for I never saw happening, at least not until 5 years later down the line, like my song being on the radio, or Rolling Stones, or I'm gonna be in a movie, which is crazy, all these things. And I think it comes back to this book, which is about endurance. And basically this runner, Alex Hutchinson, talks about wanting to break his record time, and he would strategize and try and this method and whatever. And one day during one of his runs, he actually breaks his record, and it's because someone had reported to him that he was going a bit faster than he was. He wasn't. That wasn't true. It was mistranslated. But he at that moment was unshackled from the self-belief that he couldn't do it, or that he had to do this strategy to get it, that he actually exceeded his time. And that goes back to my math thing and why I'm talking to you when I have exams and it's 1:31. You really can do anything. Genuinely. Okay, within the confines of socioeconomic factors that are out of your control, whether you grew up poor, the color of your skin, things that affect you in that regard. Obviously there is a limited scope of what you can achieve, but that's not very inspiring. But in terms of what you can teach yourself, it's limitless, is my point. Because I was someone who had a very bad experience with math growing up, the way my parents taught me. They'd scream, or, they were trying their best, but it wasn't, it was something, math was something that induced a lot of anxiety for me, as it does for many students. And the way that science and math is taught in school, I'm actually gonna cry, is so horrible. Because there is an emphasis on just memorizing things without conceptual understanding. And I think that's where a lot of students feel that they can't do math. I'm just not a math person. I'm not a math person in any way, but it was because I taught myself, I was able to do something that I never thought in a billion years. I swear to God, if you asked me a year ago before I resat those exams, Saisha, do you think you'll ever understand differential calculus? I'd be like, hell no, I don't know that ever. So I think in challenging this belief, something as, stupid as other people might say, was math changed her whole core belief about herself. Yes, it did. I was someone who was predicted to be a high school dropout. My teachers were like, oh, maybe she's a bit intelligent, but she doesn't work enough. She's gonna be a dropout. And now I'm at King's, which is whatever. But a lot of what you can achieve, as the book says, boils down to what you think you can achieve. And I just wanted to share that. So if you're a student doing your exams right now, Another example would be today. I somehow managed to study the whole day, even though yesterday I had a really bad experience submitting an essay late. It said at 3 p.m. and I submitted it at 3, but what they really meant is 2:59. But anyway, I could have like sunk down to that and not done it. I really want to. It was really painful, and I'm still not over it, as you can tell by look at the bags. But anyway, the point is, I hope that this video did something for anyone, whoever is watching. If you have a child who's not specifically good at science or good at math, please show them this video. It's not. There is nothing that you can't learn. You excuse yourself by saying that you can't do something. You can do it. And I genuinely believe that, because math is not. Ask my teacher, literally, I'll give you his email. You can ask him. He would be like, this girl could not, and I did it. So you can. It is just a narrative that we tell ourselves because it's something that we believe, and the more we believe it, we don't want to try because it's painful. So when you challenge a core belief about yourself, you realize that what you can achieve is limitless within the confines of your socioeconomic factors. But yeah, I hope this inspired someone, or if you're a student, I hope it, I don't know, it gave you some kind of hope. Yeah, I'm gonna go back into bed now. And yeah, see ya.